Hey, Saints. Well, um, a lot of folks have been posting videos about, Brother Brian and, his work here on OT for Jesus, his channel. And I can't really add to a lot that's been said. And a handful of people, have got to know him much more personally than I ever did. But um, just as a witness, as a Christian witness, he and I had several phone calls and traded a bunch of emails. He had two things. If you watch his videos, he was very much into his gift of healing, and it goes with his occupation, being an occupational therapist, as well as just his ministry. Did some street ministry with some friends. He also personally took opportunities, whether it was in stores or wherever, and prayed for people and saw a whole bunch of miraculous healings. And he also had probably, I guess it'd be the gift of miracles in some sense, because he had like his little emblem here. He had feathers fall in very odd places. And that's one of those things you think, well, obviously somebody had a down pillow somewhere. Obviously this came from that, but it fell at his work. It fell in his car when he was driving around, of course, at his house. And then he had stones, oh, hang on. It's right up, right up here. Actually, he had these stones that appeared at different times around him as well. And, once or twice you think, oh, it's just a pebble off of somebody's shoe or whatever. But, it was again one of those situations where he noticed it once or twice, and then all of a sudden they were popping up everywhere and in odd places. And so different phone calls I had with him, he was just on fire for the Lord, and the work that the Lord was doing through him, and the sort of the testimony that brought. He brought a lot of people to Christ, or at least, wrecked a bunch of people's thinking when things like this happened, when he was around or when he was ministering. And so that's the Christian walk, saints. Not all of us have these gifts. Not all of us had that kind of outward personality where you just go out and you're talking to people you've never met before. And that truly is a gift as well. That's a personality trait that the Lord gives people. And Brian definitely had it. And the times I had calls with him, it was almost like you didn't have to know him before you first talked to him. You were, suddenly good friends just in a 5-minute conversation. And I think that's why so many people loved his channel, is he talked to you like he was just one of your friends, one of your buds, and yet he brought this amazing, kind of Christian testimony to his daily life and what he was doing. And so I just wanted to relate, like so many others had, of, he was just a consummate great example for Christ here on earth. And what you saw in his videos is, the person who he was. He was no different when you talked to him on the phone, or when we exchanged emails. And we'll miss him, but I really, really think that the Lord has perfect timing on everything, and I'm sure his family is devastated, and so we need prayers for his family, his wife and his daughter. That's number one in the time we have left down here for him. Is I'm sure he would just want everybody praying for his family and for salvation in particular. But in terms of us going home, saints, I sort of think the Lord brought him home. And I think the time is near for many of us that are looking forward to the rapture. And so, I guess my hope is if it had to happen, if this, obviously was part of God's plan, that maybe he's up there in some role or assignment, and when we all get there, he's going to be able to welcome us in, type of thing. So that's my prayer. And I just ask you to keep his family in prayer, and prayer for their financial needs, prayer for their emotional needs, prayer for the extended family, and especially prayer for salvation. And so I'll leave you with that, saints, and God bless. I really think we'll see each other soon, so I can't wait to be with you all.